Hi everyone, my name is Calvin, and I have a question. Have you ever had to miss a special event because you were called into work? Well, that's because big companies are causing their employees to overwork, which causes their home life and health to deteriorate. As a former manager at three different fast food spots, I've seen this issue firsthand. I've called in people on their days off, as well as asked them to stay to work double shifts, and it wasn't fun being part of the problem. Because when an employee is overworked and pushed past their limits, stress can begin to develop, and this can lead to problems for the employee both physically as well as mentally. The first problem with overworking is that it leads to stress. Some employees spend more time at work than they do in their own personal lives, and this makes no sense to me. Depending on how demanding the job actually is, employees can go weeks without being able to properly rest and unwind. This issue affects many working Americans, and I feel like the people that get hit hardest are the new class of working Americans because they don't have the proper skills in order to maintain a healthy work relationship at the start. That means time management, proper communication, or even scheduling. In fact, this issue can go all the way up to people with higher career paths, such as teachers. In an online article titled The Effects of Teachers Overworking on Educational Activity, it is shared that teachers spend a good part of their time at work being involved in relationships both with the beneficiaries of the services provided, students, and with other teachers, principals, and inspectors, etc. As an instructional assistant, I could see this firsthand. Because when a teacher goes into their work every day, they not only have to teach their classes, but they're in charge of changing curriculums, coming up with new activities, and making sure that students feel comfortable every time they come into their classrooms. And even with my assistants, not everything gets done. And this can cause sleepless nights and dreadful lunches. And when people stress, they tend to look for alternatives to relieve the pain. Some of these choices can be an addictive choice. Overworking can lead to an addictive behavior. Stress from overworking can lead you to an addictive routine or finding an addictive route. And one well known addictive route is the addictive alcohol route. But for those of you who don't like to partake in alcohol, you might choose to partake in something else, like gambling. This is still an issue. This can lead to severe harm to your body as well as your bank account. What starts off as what seems to be an escape route can soon turn into a sinkhole. And in the online article titled Employment Stress and a Couple Adjustments Among Clients with Disorders of Gambling and Alcohol Use, Themes of Transfers, and Congruent Couples Therapy, it is concluded that absenteeism, lateness, poor job performance, moodiness and irritability, frequent job loss, render disordered gamblers less employable. And during my time as a shift lead at a local tea house, I also experienced this. I had my own addictive trait and my after work routine. I would get a bunch of my coworkers together and we would indulge in adult activities. It was only every other night until every other night became every night. And sadly, you won't be the only one that's affected. When it comes to overworking, your family can also be affected in a negative way, and they'll suffer. Overworking can lead to a whole negative impact on your family. They say that money is the root of all evil, and to me, that's true. Because even if you work hard for your money and you gain a lot, money has the chance to become your priority. And this will cause you to push your family and the events that you attend with your family to the side. Just because you think overworking will help them out more. It doesn't help them in the long run. You lose out. Because you lose out on critical moments, such as birthdays, um, Christmases, or even other holidays. And you can't relive those moments, folks. They're critical. You need to be present for them. In an online article titled A Study of the Relations Between Work and Family Life of Russian and American Flight Attendants, the struggles of being separated from family because of work are highlighted through flight attendants and the job that they chose to take. The article shares, working in these professions implies overlapping between work and family life. This notion, which can also be called work absorption, provokes a conflict between professional and family roles. I myself recall a time when I had to miss my girlfriend's birthday because I had to stay at work. We had just hired two new people and I had to train them, but two people who were already working had called out and I had to cover their spots. It was at that moment that I chose never to let work overtake love or my personal life again. And at this point, you may be thinking to yourself, but I'm a busy person. What can I do to avoid overworking? The answer to that is you need to invest more time in yourself. The solution is to stop allowing the chaos of work to take away from your happiness and spend free time enjoying the life that you have. One thing you need to do is go on vacations. When you go on vacation, turn off your phone. You're not forced to work. Turn off your notifications and enjoy the time you have being present in the moment. For those of you who may not exactly know what to do on a vacation, a writer by the name of Madison Greer actually has a guided checklist that you can find online titled "Use this checklist to take a stress-free vacation." It might be able to help you out in the long run. My personal favorite task on the checklist reads as follows. As great as it may be to stay organized, also allow yourself to be spontaneous. After all, it's your vacation. The next thing you should do is spend more time outside and be active. The outdoors can be a great source of comfort for people who might be struggling in their work life. And on top of that, folks, it's free. No one is going to charge you just to go outside. My research for outdoor activities actually led me to another online article titled "Exercise and Nature, a Relevant Combination of Health and Well-Being." The article shares, I quote, "A wide amount of studies show that active experiences of contact with nature promote a set benefit such as positive emotions, stress reduction, vitality, and cognitive functioning." The last thing I would suggest to you all is to practice something called siesta. Siesta is, in a sense, an afternoon nap, but it's practiced in places like Greece, the Philippines, and Italy. And during that time, all stores in the location are closed, so people that work in those areas can go home and enjoy themselves or personal time with their family. It's up to you. There is an objection though with practicing all these things. You could possibly get fired from your job. And to that, I would say go find a job that actually cares about your mental health and your health and actually wants to put your happiness forward first. Let's all take a moment to think about what this would look like, okay? If you choose to take my advice today, you're going to see a change in your mood through your life. Imagine yourself floating in the middle of a pool in Joshua Tree. You're surrounded by your loved ones. You have nothing but a bunch of outdoor activities planned, and no one is blowing up your phone. Your boss isn't bugging you. If you're feeling a warm, cozy sensation inside, that's comfortability. Go chase that. These may be difficult solutions that I presented to you, but it's simple steps that can challenge overworking. And what you can do to challenge overworking today is do something called planning a Ferris Bueller day. What a Ferris Bueller day is when you find an outdoor activity and you find a friend to attend that outdoor activity with, and you don't let anyone bug you for the rest of the day. You only got one life to live, folks. Take it. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your summer. And please, don't work too hard. Have a good one.